Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling what's honestly one of the most stressful challenges in modern project management. We're going to talk about turning an absolute mountain of chaotic project data into a streamlined, powerful, and highly functional command center. So if you've ever felt like you're just drowning in a sea of endless updates, messy spreadsheets, and conflicting reports, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to build a system that actually works for you, not against you.
We've all been stuck in that scattered data and intuition zone, right? You've got a dozen different shapes and sizes of information flying at you from literally every direction, and you're just trying to make a gut decision before the deadline hits. It's stressful, it's incredibly risky, and it relies way too much on guesswork. But as you can see, when we filter all that chaos through a centralized visual dashboard, everything changes. Suddenly we get those clean, evidence-based insights. This is exactly where we want to live. It's what lets teams instantly forecast risks and fix deviations before they turn into full-blown disasters.
I want you to really let this thought sink in for a second. Move from intuition-based guessing to real-time, evidence-based project management. Be honest with yourself right now. When you sit down to write out your weekly status report, how much of it is absolute hard data and how much of it is really just an educated guess? Today, we're cutting the guesswork out entirely. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. From intuition to evidence. 2. Defining core project KPIs. 3. Powering the analytics engine. 4. Standardizing the escalation process. And finally, 5. Building your command center.
To make this whole thing happen, we're going to assemble 4 core pillars. First, we need our core KPIs, so we're measuring what actually matters. Second, automated integration, because we want to completely eliminate manual data entry. Third, our BI tool selection for the right platform alignment. And fourth, standardization to bring in some systems thinking and governance. It's kind of like a giant puzzle. If one piece is missing or weak, the whole dashboard suffers. So we're going to reinforce all 4.
All right, section 1, from intuition to evidence, leaving the chaos behind. Let's step out of the mess and into some concrete data. The top-tier evidence-based project managers out there, they definitely don't rely on messy, endless spreadsheets. Instead, they engineer a tailored visual dashboard built right off a blueprint like this one. You've got these clean widgets for project velocity, risk registries, resource utilization, and milestone tracking. By organizing your data spatially like this, you're creating an environment where your brain can instantly spot when something's off. You aren't just reading rows of data anymore. You're monitoring a living, breathing system.
But of course, a dashboard is really only as strong as the metrics it tracks. Which brings us to Section 2, defining core project KPIs, measuring what matters.
If you want to know the true heartbeat of your project's health, you've got to track 2 specific metrics with absolute precision. First up is the Schedule Performance Index, or SPI. This tells you exactly how efficiently you're using your time. Second is the Cost Performance Index, or CPI, which tracks how efficiently you're using your budget. Now, these aren't just fancy corporate acronyms. They are the objective truth about whether you're winning or losing your project on any given day.
And this brilliantly illustrates how it all comes together. When you look at a performance index gauge, you see that hard line at 1.0. Anything below that, you're slipping. You're entering the danger zone. Anything above it, and you're in the green, evidence zone. Pair a gauge like that with a risk heat map, which plots your threats based on probability and impact, and you've permanently pulled your team out of the intuition zone. You can quite literally see the threats coming before they even materialize.
So, now that we have our gauges installed, it's time to pump some fuel into this system. Section 3, powering the analytics engine, automation and intelligence.
Listen closely on this one. Manual reporting is dead. It's a thing of the past. It's slow, it's exhausting, and let's face it, human error is inevitable. If you're still copying and pasting data from your project management tool into a slide deck, you're working way too hard for data that's probably already outdated by the time you hit paste. Automated data integration is an absolute non-negotiable step. You have to connect your tools directly to your dashboard to get that pinpoint, real-time accuracy.
Now, to achieve that automation, you have to pick the right business intelligence engine. This is a pretty critical decision right here. Are you going with Tableau or Microsoft Power BI? Well, if your organization needs deep, complex, exploratory data analysis and really advanced visualizations, Tableau is your powerhouse. But if your company already practically runs on Microsoft products and you want seamless integration with your existing ecosystem, Power BI is definitely the clear, frictionless choice.
Take a second right now to do a little diagnostic check on your own workspace.
Which environment actually matches your current infrastructure? Don't just pick the tool that has the flashiest website, right? Pick the one that's going to connect to your automated data pipeline with the least amount of resistance.
But what happens when the dashboard flashes red? That brings us to Section 4, standardizing the escalation process, the automatic alarm.
When a project threatens to go off the rails, you literally cannot afford to hesitate. You need an automatic alarm system. Here's how it should go down. Step 1. Your automated integration detects a schedule slip. Step 2. The system calculates that your SPI has dropped below 1.0. Step 3. This triggers an automatic heat map alert based on standard frameworks like PMBOK. And finally, Step 4. It instantly deploys a clear escalation path. There's no running around wondering who to email. The system itself dictates the action.
So, the really crucial point here is how beautifully this flows in practice. This escalation engine moves seamlessly. It goes straight from a simple calendar warning in Step 1, through that SPI calculation in Step 2, feeds into the heat map in Step 3, and arrives at a totally consistent template for resolving the overrun in Step 4. This engine governs the system for you. It completely removes the emotion and, more importantly, the panic from project delays.
And that is exactly why aligning with established reporting standards like the PMBOK 7th edition is so incredibly powerful. I know standards can sometimes sound like boring paperwork, but it's really about fostering systems thinking. It ensures that whenever a deviation does occur, your entire team is using consistent templates and relying on unshakable governance to act immediately on the evidence instead of just scrambling.
We've covered all the individual components now, so let's bring it home with Section 5, building your command center, establishing your baseline. It's time to pull all these pieces together.
Here is your master plan for project control, all in one place. Think of this as your complete transformation journey. 1. Define your core KPIs, focusing super intensely on SPI, CPI, and those heat maps. 2. Automate your data integration, linking the tools directly to your dash. 3. Select the right BI platform that fits your ecosystem. And 4. Standardize the reporting processes. This 4-step strategy, that's your absolute engine for risk forecasting and rapid resolution. But hey, a blueprint is only useful if you actually build the house, right? We need to tailor this command center to your specific reporting needs. The ultimate goal here is to transform your scattered data into real-time insights, resolve those deviations quickly, and permanently stop relying on your intuition.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought, and I'd love for you to seriously consider your own baseline today. What project management software are you currently using right now, and which KPIs are your absolute top priority? Answer those 2 questions and you'll have taken your very first real step out of the intuition zone and into the command center. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.